Hi, I'm Eric Butts.
And I'm Jim Butts.
We're SuicideFantasyFootball.com from our war room, now giving you our top 5 wide receivers. And remember, this is a point per reception for wide receivers, of course. You get a point per reception, yardage, touchdowns. Let's talk about the dudes who will go deep, too.
Number 1, of course, I think everybody is going to have Andre Johnson.
If you don't, you're an idiot.
He's the mainstay. He's where it's at. You might get a little argument for the number 2 guy going into number 1. Who knows? Number 2, I'm going Roddy White. I think with the addition of Julio Jones is going to open up the field. I think Tony Gonzalez still being there gives him a lot less coverage on him. Roddy White could have an epic year.
Mm-hmm.
Could happen.
Yeah.
Number 3, I'm going Megatron. One of these years, he's going to be number 1. One of these years, not Drew, Matt Stafford is going to be completely healthy and going to be throwing the ball like he should be, and it's not going to be some other bum from Michigan or whatever they got for their 3rd or 4th quarterback throwing the ball.
By the way, Jim, unless they were one of the 10 people listening to our radio show, they don't know why you said Matt instead of Drew.
I don't care.
Jim called him the wrong name on the radio.
I've called 3 different times, if you remember, I've called him the wrong name.
All right, so who you got after Megatron?
Greg Jennings. You know, people said before last year the big knock on him was he doesn't get in the end zone. He catches a ton of balls for a ton of yards, he doesn't get in the end zone. Last year he got in the end zone, and Aaron Rodgers has shown no signs of slowing down. The most prolific passing offense, he's going to be there. Someone's got to catch it. He's going. And number 5, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Kevin Kolb goes out to the West Coast in Phoenix, Arizona for Larry Fitzgerald, and it's not Max Strong or whoever the heck they had thrown in the ball there last year.
All right, this is going to be very boring because me and Jim don't talk about this stuff before we reveal our list, and my list is the exact same order.
Is it really?
Andre Johnson, number 1. I got Roddy White, number 2. I got Megatron, number 3. I've got Greg Jennings, number 4, and I thought you were going to throw in something different at the end so we could at least have a different 5. I'm of the same belief. They're not going to go into the season in Arizona with the same quarterbacks they had last year. I don't care who it is. If it's Kyle Orton, if it's Donovan McNabb, if it's Kevin Kolb, definitely Larry Fitzgerald is going to be back to being a top 5, maybe even top 3 receiver by the end of the year.
You know what I think just happened?
We agreed for the first time ever.
No. All this time that you're spending with me has increased your intelligence, and you're actually learning about fantasy football.
It was because the receivers are almost a no-brainer, except the number 5 guy. If anyone has a different top 4, or maybe you put Jennings because of having Rodgers ahead of Megatron.
I don't know. A lot of people don't have Jennings or Fitz in the top 5.
Who else would you have put in the top 5 if it wasn't those guys?
I don't have the list in front of me right now. Reggie Wayne is a lot of people's top 5.
I thought about Reggie Wayne.
There's a lot of guys out there that had big numbers last year.
Drew Yezzy, one of our guys who played middle linebacker for Rowan University. Who did he say? Vincent Jackson.
There's going to be a lot of people that say Miles Austin might come back in there. He was last year before the season started. Hakeem Nicks is one of them. Steve Smith is another one. There's a lot of wide receivers out there that could go.
Anyone thinks either Steve Smith is in the top 5, they're idiots. But tell us what you think. If you have a different opinion than our top 5, or especially totally different, since we're saying they're practically the same, send an email, jim@suicidefantasysports.com, or just talk smack with us on Twitter, SFFcom, or Facebook, /Suicide Fantasy Football. And don't forget, while you're on Facebook, check out the Suicide Fantasy Girls. Like them so you get to be one of the people who votes for who's the hottest one. And it's great to just get different Facebook posts of who these hot girls are, half naked with SFF is my BFF.
I gotta tell you, man, nothing bothers me more than to be sitting on Facebook and see a post come across with a half-naked girl while I'm trying to do work.
I know, and then you go back to our site, and then there's like 5 other pictures of her.
You gotta see them. She's got something written on her butt. She's got something written on her stomach, and you can see half her boob. I'm trying to work.
Hint, hint, check out the first Suicide Fantasy Girls.
Kristen Renee.
Smoking. All right, SuicideFantasyFootball.com. Follow our blogs. Check us out.